Hello everyone, welcome to Super Simple Coding. In this video, we will be creating our very first sketch. And before you start coding, make sure that you're logged in or else you won't be able to save your work. So in the last video, we created this statement, this one right over here. It helps in locating the current position of the mouse. The x and y values of the current location of my pointer is being displayed in the console. But as you can see, there are so many lines over here. And at times it can get a little confusing that which one is the current. So let's try to make it a little better. We will print the same information on our canvas. So for this, we are going to use the function text. It takes in three details. We call these details as arguments. And every single argument is separated using a comma. So basically we are commanding the computer to perform this task of printing some text on the canvas, and using these arguments we are giving in little details about the given task. So the first argument is the string, that is the information we wish to print on the canvas. So let's write the same thing over here as well. Inside quotes we are going to write x value, and then the plus sign, after that the variable name inside which current x coordinate is being stored. This value keeps on varying, and then the plus sign and again a static message inside quotes y value, and then again the plus sign and mouse y. So this whole thing is the first argument. We will write a comma after it. And now let's write in the second and third argument. We have to specify the location where we want to display this whole information on the canvas. Let's keep it at somewhere on the top. So as we can see in the console, we can keep the x and y values as 150 and 20. So let's do it. 150 and 20 and play. So there it is. And now we don't need this console.log, so I'm going to remove it. Erase and let's play again. Perfect. Now let's get started with our drawing. First, let's create a square. It takes in three arguments. The first two are x and y values, and the third one is the side of the square. These x and y values set the top left corner of the square. Let's make it 125 and 250, and the third detail is the length of the side. Let's keep it 150. Click on play and there's a square. Now let's create a rectangle. The function name is rect, R-E-C-T. It is similar to the square function, but it takes in 4 details instead of 3. The first two are for the position, x and y values, and the third and fourth are for width and height. So let's provide x and y values. We can keep it as 150 and 300. So let's write it in the code, 150, 300. Let's keep the width as 50 and height as 100. Click on play. Wow, a rectangle. So the more you will experiment with these values, the more you'll get better at it. Now moving on to circle, we use the command circle. And it takes in 3 arguments, so we can say 3 details, x, y, and the diameter of the circle. Now for square and rectangle, we were providing x and y coordinates for placing the top left corner of the shape on the canvas. But for the circle, x and y coordinates decide the location for the center of the circle. Okay, so let's make a circle right over here. We can take x as 240 and y as 275. Okay, so let's write it down in the code. 240, 275, and let's keep the diameter as 30. Play. Great, so it looks almost like a house. Let's create a triangular roof for this house. Now creating a triangle is a little difficult. So basically we have to provide the location for all its 3 corners. So we have to provide in a total of 6 arguments. Let's do that. For the first vertex, we can take x as 75 and y as 250. Let's write it down in the code. 75, comma 250. Okay, now moving on to the second vertex, we can take the x value as 325 and y can be 250. Let's write it down in the code. 325, comma 250. And for the topmost vertex, we can take 200 and 180. Alright, so 200, comma 180. Cool, so we have created an outline of a house. Let's make it a little colorful. Starting with the background, let's remove this boring gray color and instead let's make it sky blue. So erase the number, quotes, and within quotes I'm going to write the color name sky blue. Now let's fill color inside these shapes. So for that we use fill instruction. It goes like fill, then bracket. Inside the bracket we write the color name enclosed within quotation marks. So maybe yellow. Okay, so every single thing on the canvas became yellow. We don't want that. So let's provide different color for all these shapes and this text as well. For that, we have to write fill instruction just above the text instruction. Fill, bracket, the quotation marks, and the color name black. So it's black again. Now let's change the color for the roof. So just above the triangle function, we will write fill, the bracket, the quotes, and the color name. We can give it as red. Done. And click on play. Nice. Now clicking on play again and again is a tedious task. So let's check this auto refresh box right over here. So every single time I make some changes in the code, it will refresh automatically and run the new code. So let's make the window blue. So just above the circle, let's write fill, then in the bracket blue. And do not forget to enclose the color name within quotation marks. So let's make this door pink. So above the rect instruction, we are going to write fill and the color name and done. So basically we have to write the fill instruction just above the shape instruction. Okay. So we have created our very first sketch. Now let's save the work. Click on file and click on save. And you can always open your saved sketches from the open option. Now one last thing. Let's click on the help menu and move on to the reference page. This is the documentation for p5.js, which means how you're supposed to use any function is mentioned right over here. So you can scroll down and under the shape section, you can explore all these beautiful shapes by clicking on them. So keep practicing, and if you like the video, please like, subscribe and share. Bye-bye.